Hello, 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 everyone. I am your host, Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson. This is Me First TV, and I am coming on live because it is a full moon today. Although, I mean, I'm sure it's up there somewhere, but we can't see it right now. But during this full moon energy, and especially taking into consideration all of the incredible changes and transformation that we have been going through, I mean, I just don't know. Um, I don't even know where to begin. It's been so crazy. In the meantime, I was trying to do something on Instagram at the same time, and it's not working. So I'm going to stop that. I'm going to save that draft and try to do that later. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this live for you. So if you are here, if you are watching, please let me know. And we're going to get started, and I'm going to pull some cards. Because, as I said, it is a full moon. And not only is it a full moon, it is a super moon and an eclipse. And it kicks off eclipse season. I am not an expert in astrology by any stretch, although I have a lot of interest. I love reading about it, and I follow a lot of people who are experts. So if you want more in-depth information about the astrology, specifically about this full moon and what it means, and this full moon is in Pisces. What I can tell you just off the top of my head, from what I understand, well, from what I know about Pisces too, very intuitive, and it is a water sign, so it is also very emotional. This is the time where we need to get in touch with our emotional journey in our transformation, in our personal evolution. So one of the things that I want to do is get us on the same page about what can we do. Like, there's so many things that are out of our control, so many things that we can't do because there's just no way to do them. It's just out of our hands. So what can we control? What can we focus on? And whether you are going through incredible personal transformation, which I believe we all are, and we can definitely agree that there is a collective transformation happening right now. I want to help. I want to support you in navigating all of the changes, navigating this transformation, because it's really hard, or it's really easy to become overwhelmed with everything happening, the way the energy feels, and maybe you don't feel it as energy. I speak to it. I talk about it as energy, but maybe for you, you just feel your emotions going up and down. You feel different feelings rising in you, and they're really taking hold in a way that maybe hasn't taken hold before. Maybe you feel a little tense, a little intense, a little out of control. Um, I mean, if things look for you anything like they've looked for me, you're probably like hoping, that at some point you're going to catch your breath. And I do hope that is going to happen for us. But in the meantime, before you can catch your breath, you might want to know what you need to kind of focus on, or what you can release, or what you need to hold on to during this time. And so one of the ways that I like to do this for myself is I like to do a me first card pull. And so me first, for those of you who watch my show, is an acronym. So M is movement or momentum, E is energy, F is focus, I is inner work, R is relationships, S is showing up, and T is trust. And so those are kind of the channels that I like to get a little read on. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But let's just see what the energy is. Feel free to say hello if you're watching. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're in Canada or Portugal or the US, I'd love to know. If you're in the town next door, let me know too. All right. So first, I'm going to use the cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed today because I like her. I like her cards. I feel that this deck, specifically the Wisdom of the Oracle, it speaks to me. There are several of her decks that I use, but this is one of the ones I've been using lately. Okay, so let's just start with my usual little intentional prayer. You can say your own thing if you want to take a moment and set an intention for yourself too, that this information is going to support you on your journey. Okay, here we go. 3 deep breaths, which you guys know I usually do. Okay, and that just gets us like right into our bodies. I like to do a little stretching, get that energy flowing, that energy moving, grounding yourself in the present. Now, let's ask for our spiritual support team to come in and give us a hand. All right, so Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or control. May the highest vibration of love and light connect to my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Sacred Feminist infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself and humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing us the signs and synchronicities and messages through these cards for everyone listening to get exactly what they need, to be highlighted to them which path is the closest in alignment with their highest destiny for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for always showing up, sending us the exact messages we need to hear, and showing us the exact way that we can stand up and evolve together. Right. Whew, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go. All right. Okay. Here we go. So, full moon eclipse. A lot of stuff going on. It's intense, people. I'm telling you, it is like not even a joke. But that's okay because we're here for it. We're here for the intensity. And if you need support, if things are really, really tough for you, please feel free to reach out to me. I do have a couple of spots to talk to people one-on-one. I can pull cards for you, or we can just do a little life strategy, I can help you come up with sort of like the best course of action. Anyway, there are endless things that we can do together and endless ways that I can support you on your journey. So if you're struggling, please, please, please do not hesitate. Reach out to me. Send me a DM. And I'll put a link in the comments as to how you can also just book directly with me. If you don't even want to talk, you just want to book that spot with me, you can do that. I should probably do that first. But let me pull the cards first, okay? So like I said, we're doing a me card pull, a me first, right? So this is, even though, I'm doing this, but this is kind of for the collective. It's for each of us, and whatever message is there for you. If you hear something and it resonates, or you kind of go, oh, was that for me? It is for you. So maybe not everything is for you, but if you're watching, something here is for you, okay? Okay, beautiful. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so most importantly, we're going to start with momentum. We're going to start with movement, right? And what do we need to know about the momentum of this time right now? What momentum is that full moon supporting, right? So here we go. Oh, I was going to do the link for you guys. Hold on. Let me do that. I know you guys are like, wait, what? Don't stop talking. All right, hold on. But I want to do this so that I can make sure that I'm taking care of you, so that if you need support, I will put this there. Okay. Let me do a little, there we go. I posted it on Facebook. I'm going to try and post it wherever else it goes. So if you need me, reach out. Okay. All right. So first things first. Here we go. Serendipity. The momentum is the momentum of flow, the momentum of serendipity. This is not the time to push. This is not the time to force things. This is the time for you to trust in the flow of the universe, for you to trust in your personal flow. And so if you're struggling in this part of your life where you're like, I feel stuck, I'm not in the flow, then your job is to connect with your own flow. What feels good? How do you want to move? What kind of choices do you need to make so that you can feel a little bit more in flow? Focus on that for yourself, okay? Serendipity is all about sort of connecting, coming together, and it is about being sort of in the flow of the universe. So where in your life can you make changes to increase your flow or to connect with your flow? What can you do to feel more connected to what's happening around you, what's happening within you? And that's most important. All of these messages are all for you to be intimately connected with yourself, with your needs, with your highest self, which in turn connects with the collective needs. All right, and this number is 18, just in case I like to share the number. Number 18, which 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 is a great number. And so here we go. All right. The next is energy. So what energy do we really need to cultivate during this time, during the full moon? Well, look at this. It's no surprise, peace. Peace is what we're looking for. And if you think of the momentum being serendipity, then of course peace and you being at peace and you being connected with your peace and you being in support of your peace. This is the peace that might be missing in your energy if you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious or stuck or whatever energetic wobbliness you might be feeling in your life. The key is to direct yourself to a closer feeling of peace, right? And I say direct yourself to a closer feeling because you may have something going on right now and you're like, finding my peace. Yeah, thanks a lot, Trish. Like good advice, right? You may be in the midst of absolute chaos. Your world may be crumbling and you may feel like there is nothing peaceful happening in your own life. Never mind in the world. And I mean, never truer words have been spoken, but this is important because your energetic field needs to represent the thing that you need most. And in this case, the thing that we all need most is peace. So your job is to connect to your peace. What can you do to support your peace? What can you do to show up for peace? How can you be the beacon of peace in your life, in your own life, in your community, in the lives of those around you? How can you bring peace to the table? It is really important that we all look for the channels of peace, how we can represent and show up as peace, because it is an energy that is very desperately needed on our planet right now. So how can you show up as peace? All right. The next card is focus. Oh, hi, Natasha from Missouri. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Spirit brought you here. Well, wonderful. Welcome. I am so glad to have you here on my channel. So the next card that I'm pulling for is focus. So what do we need to focus during this full moon, supermoon eclipse? Well, this is no surprise. Mending is the card. Mending, right? What we are doing right now is we are healing. Anything that comes up for you during this time is coming up for you as an opportunity for you to witness the pain, witness what's going on, acknowledge it, validate it, and then choose to shift into a different direction, right? You have to acknowledge and validate and be with your pain when you're struggling, but you don't want to sit in the pain. I mean, sometimes we don't have a choice, but what you want to do is, once again, we want to be a beacon of peace. We want to be a beacon of hope for ourselves and for others. So think to yourself, what do you need to do for you to be able to connect with your healing? How can you support your healing? What fences do you need to mend? What things do you need to do? What connections do you need to clarify or reach out to in order for you to heal? In order for you to heal the things in your life that are bringing you pain and sorrow and distress or stress, right? Think to yourself, what are the ways that you can bring healing into the world, into your own world, into your community, right? Okay. Oh, my phone just, what happened? It just disconnected. I don't know why. My AirPods. Okay. All right, trying once again, continuing. Now continuing. Oh, and that's number 52 for anybody who is likes to look at the numbers. I tend to like to look at the numbers. 52, 5 and 2 is 7, right? Lucky number 7. So if we do our healing work, we are bringing fortune and opportunity into our lives, right? Because when you heal the pain, you are open to receive what's next in the journey. Natasha, let's see. I'm trying to see your next message, but for some reason my computer is not sharing with me. I see that you say glad to be here. Thank you so much. I'm glad to have you here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is the inner work, all right? So the inner work in the acronym Me First, MEFIRST, I is the inner work. So what work do you need to be doing right now? So if you have time to journal, or if you have time to meditate, if you have time to just a little time to be introspective about this time, and you can sort of sit in the moonlight or sit in your own space in silence and just reflect on what you can be doing right now or how you can be moving through this time. Well, the answer is this: number 14, truth be told. And so what this tells me is the inner work is really, you have to look at the truth of your life. You have to think to yourself, what is true for me right now? And it's important for you to add the right now, because very often we live in the possibilities, right? We either live in the shadows of the past or we live in the possibilities of the future. But the present ends up being where we kind of slog through, and we're either desperately trying to go forward or we're desperately trying to recapture something from the past. And we need to let that go, and we need to really take a look at the truth. Who are you right now? What are your talents, your abilities? What makes you shine? What makes you connect to people, right? Like, what is your true? And I don't like talking about. Not that I don't like talking about it. I talk about purpose all the time, but I don't want that pressure of what is your purpose, but more so what brings you joy, what lights you up, what is still true for you today, what do you still want out of life. And when you are clear on what you still want out of life, okay, also understand that you need to it's having a lot of tech glitches. It's probably because I'm outside, and so probably the Wi-Fi is not that great, but thank you for still being there. So take a look at the reality of what your life looks like right now and being realistic and compassionate and kind to yourself. How can you support your current circumstances? How can you give yourself support? And how can you move from this place that you are now to the next level, right? You have to ask yourself, what is the truth here? What is the truth of who I am? What is the truth of who I want to become? What do I need to release? What stories do no longer work for me and this person I'm trying to become? And what do I need to integrate into this version of myself so that I can continue to move forward with success and certainly with hopefulness for the future? Okay, hopefully the tech stuff is getting better. All right, the next card is about relationships, right? So what do we need to focus on in relationships? And look at this card. It's actually the Fibonacci. I don't know if you guys know, this is this is the golden ratio, that representative of that golden ratio, round and round, right? Number 25, round and round. Now, why round and round? What about relationships? Because right now, during this time, once again, it's like truth be told, and this is connected to the relationships, because the relationships in your life, you keep going around and around doing the same things, having the same arguments, having the same experiences, sometimes with the same people, sometimes with different people. This is the time for you to really see what patterns in relationships are supporting you, benefiting you, right? Like the fact that you like to reach out to your friends, or that you have certain habits that support your friends and your friendship, right? And you want to keep those because that is consistency, right? But also, you don't want to keep hitting the same story over and over again with the relationships that have issues or are toxic or that no longer serve you, right? You need to take a look at that and see which relationships are serving you in your current incarnation for your future evolution. And there's some people that, I mean, you always have a choice of who to include in your life or not, but there are some relationships that, we don't just want to cut out because they're family or friends, or there's a history there. So there may be problematic situations within those relationships, and what you want to do is take a look at what those patterns are and how you can change them. What kinds of things can you introduce that will break old habits and create a new pathway for that relationship to evolve to its next level, whatever that next level might be, without judgment, right? Whatever that next level is the level where you get to be who you need to be. It's where you set whatever boundaries you need to flourish within those boundaries. And the only people welcomed within that space are the people that support your growth, that support your life, right? And even if there's people in your life that are not supportive, but you need to keep them around, you just need to keep them at arm's length and out of your immediate circle, because that will and can be detrimental to your evolution if you're constantly surrounded by people who do not want to see you succeed or have a hard time giving you the support that you need in order for you to move on, right? You have to look out for yourself. What do you need? Who do you need? Who gets to stay in your energy and get all the benefits of you being who you are, and who do you have to kind of put the brakes on and only connect with when it's necessary, when it is essential to your life. Okay. Now, next, I'm trying to do this as mindfully as possible and finish up in the next, I don't know, 8 minutes or so. So here we go. Okay, showing up. The next card is about showing up. So how do you need to show up during this full moon cycle? Now, the full moon is tonight, but we have about like 3 days pre and post full moon where it's still going to affect us. And especially because this is an eclipse, there will be aspects of the eclipse that will also continue to affect us even way past the full moon. Okay, so just keep that in mind, that these suggestions and things for you to think about, it's not like you have to like do it all or address it all today. This is just things for you to keep in mind during this time. Okay, and so showing up, look at this flexibility. So what that tells me is that you need to be flexible in how you show up, depending on where you're showing up, who you're showing up to. You need to and I feel that this is connected to your boundaries, and it's definitely connected to who you want to be and how you want to move forward in this next part of your life, right? If you desire to be a confident, abundant boss of, your company, right? And you want to step into your leadership, right? Well, then you need to kind of learn that flexibility of being authoritative, right? Being a leader, telling people what to do, and also listening, right? So, depending on what kind of leader you want to be, how you want to show up in the world, this is the time where you need to kind of be flexible and pay attention, be observant with what's happening around you and navigate it. Once again, this is connected to the flow, right? The flow at the beginning, which was the momentum, is serendipity, right? So be flexible, because the moments of serendipity, the people that you meet, the opportunities that are going to arise are going to cause you to be flexible in how you show up, right? So if it doesn't feel like the right time, or if something doesn't quite feel right, you need to listen to that instinct. At the same time, if something is telling you, I gotta show up, I gotta speak up, I have to do something here, absolutely listen to that intuition. Don't forget, this full moon is in Pisces, and it being in Pisces means that your intuition is activated, because Pisces is incredibly intuitive, right? And especially if you are a Pisces or have Pisces in your chart, again, that's not my expertise, but I can give you that information as far as I know. So just be aware that when you're showing up, don't judge how you're showing up, but be connected to when you show up with purpose and confidence and clarity. And when you step back, just trust that that is for a good reason, that you are listening to your instinct, and you know that that resistance is there because it's not the right time to show up. So it may seem a little confusing, but really what it is connected to is being flexible, being in the flow, and trusting your instinct. When you have to show up, you will have no choice but to do it because you will be compelled to show up in that way. And when you're not ready, trust that you're not ready. Okay. The next and last card is all about trust. So, how can we trust during this incredibly powerful and impactful time? Um, this is how we can trust. Okay, number 11. Look at that. That is an angel number. I mean, if that is not serendipity, I don't know what is. Okay, right? And look what it says. It says by the book. Right. So how do you trust? You go by the book. What does that mean? Trust the process. Whatever it is that you are embarking on, and you have connected to that intuitive intelligence, right? You've connected to that inner guidance and you know that you're on the path, right? Even if you don't know you're on the path, how you're going to trust is just by putting one foot in front of the other, taking step by step by step, always in the direction that you want to go. And that's the secret, right? By the book, okay? And what that means is if you are looking for more peace, if you are looking for more passion, if you are looking for more acceptance, if you are looking for more validation, if you are looking for more freedom, if you're looking for more abundance, whatever you are looking for, you need to move forward and support or create or um, highlight that energy in whatever way you can, right? The thing that you want most, just keep moving towards it. Just keep taking the steps because each one of the steps that you take is gonna bring you clarity and confidence. Even if the step is wrong, you're gonna have information. Be like, wow, I didn't like how that turned out. Let me make a left instead of make a right. Let me make this choice instead of that choice. And if you continue to trust the process and know that if you are connected to that inner guidance, if you are connected to your intuition, you cannot make a wrong choice. And I'm going to go even further and say that even if you're not connected, this energy right now is so powerful that you, whatever choice you make, is going to take you exactly on the path that you need to go for you to reach wherever you're headed, right? And keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Wherever you're going, the only thing that you have control over is how you get there. And what I mean by how you get there is your attitude, your perspective, right? And your outlook on how you get there, right? So keep that in mind and keep taking those steps. Whatever you're working on, keep working hard. Whatever you are feeling in this moment, make your job to enhance that feeling, to create that feeling, to step into that feeling, to represent that feeling for yourself and others. Because that is all, that's the only thing we have control over is how we show up. And so whatever it is that you want in the world, you put it out there. You show up as that thing. And then guess what? It just magnetizes, right? If I'm showing up in a peaceful way, then I'm going to encourage others to show up in a peaceful way. If I show up in an abundant way and give love and support to other people, well, then other people may be encouraged to also give love and support to others, right? Be who you want to be. Support the energy, the love, and the perspective that you want others to have for you, that you want others to have in the world. Oi, Rodrigo, beijinhos. Obrigada por teres vindo. This is my message for today. So I really hope that you enjoyed the message. I will come back and pull cards again. Once again, go follow me on my YouTube channel. Go to @MeFirstTV on YouTube. I have lots of awesome little tips and strategies to get through some of the tougher things. And other than that, if you subscribe, you'll also know when I'm coming on next to talk about something else. But I'll come back to pull some cards. And if you want your cards pulled, reach out to me privately or go press on my link and just make an appointment. And we'll talk about what things you specifically need to do to move through whatever challenging situations or transformation that you're going through right now. All right, have a great, great day. I love you all. Thank you so much. Bye.